Hey guys, welcome to NFL Week 6. Quick recap of Week 5, and then we'll get into the docket of games this week. Week 5, 2-1, able to get the New Orleans game right against Seattle, covering the 5.5 points. Also taking Arizona last week, plus 5.5 against Philadelphia, able to cover there. And the one loss, we had Cleveland, pretty much a pick-em game against the Chargers. I took them on the money line. Tough loss there. That game, the Browns should have won. Two missed field goals, a missed field goal at the end to win it. And also a costly interception by Jacoby Brissett there, throwing an INT in the end zone at the Chargers 9-yard line with only needing a field goal. So just can't do that. Can't throw an interception in that spot. Can't miss those field goals. And just a tough loss for Cleveland. But 2-1 week, we'll take it. And 18-5 on the season. Going back to a couple of years ago, just looking at my records, I had to go back to old videos because I forgot what my record was back a couple of years ago. But 54-30, guys, in 2020. Last year was a bit more of a grinded out year, 41-34. 95-64 in the 2 years, and 18-5 this year. So we're 113-69 against the spread. For the most part, 95% of them are against the spread. Some are 1 or 2 point games, and I'll just take a money line pick. But for the most part, all ATS picks. So head into week 6 here. Very tough week. I'll go through all the games very quickly. I got 3 plays this week. I'm not going to go in depth with all the games. I found this week to be the most challenging week of the season so far. So I'll go through them and just give you a quick opinion on the game. First game, Cincinnati, New Orleans. Cincinnati is a small favorite, 2 points, 2.5 points. This is a game I really wanted to take New Orleans. Unfortunately, just too injured. Missing all the receivers, missing Lattimore. They're missing so many key guys. The Saints injury list is 12 to 14 guys. They're just too banged up. If they were healthier, I'd love to take New Orleans in this game. Cincinnati's offense is all out of whack this year, but I just can't pull the trigger on a team that's so injured. So it's a pass for me, but that one could go either way. Next game, Jacksonville and Indianapolis. I will be on this game. Couldn't find a whole lot of games to pick from this week, guys. So, I'm really trying to narrow it down to try to give you my best plays. Because I just don't want to throw a pick out there for nothing. But I will pick this game. This is a tough one. I know some sharp bettors are on Jacksonville, but I'm taking Indianapolis at -1.5. And listen, I know Indy's offense is terrible. They've scored 20 points twice this year, and the other 3 games they have scored less than 20 points. They scored 12 points the last Thursday night snooze fest. I know their offense is just all out of sorts, but Jacksonville is a team you can't really figure out. They've looked good a couple of weeks. They've looked really bad a couple of weeks. I mean, they lost against Houston last week. And just as Jacksonville gets dominated by Houston over the years, Jacksonville also dominates Indianapolis. And that is a concern to me that the Colts just have a hard time against the Jags. So that is a concern. I just think when push comes to shove, I think Indy being at home, having a short line, I think they can get it done mainly because of that defense. And I'm just hoping this offense can just have a game where they can score 24 points, and I think that should be enough. So I'm taking the Colts at -1.5. Tough game. I understand if you want to take Jacksonville, but I think Indy they're due for having some sort of offensive game here. Take the Colts -1.5. Minnesota at Miami. Minnesota -3. I really wanted to take Miami in this game, but same thing. They're banged up. They have a lot of injuries, and I'm just not comfortable playing this game, so it's a pass for me. New England and Cleveland. Cleveland -2.5. I wanted the same thing. I would lean taking Cleveland, but Bill Belichick coming back to Cleveland, they do well in these roles here. Being a small dog, that Belichick is going to coach against the running attack of Cleveland. This is where it all started for Belichick in Cleveland, so I think it's going to be a tightly contested game. I want to take Cleveland, but it's hard to go back to the well with those guys after what they did last week on a game really they should have won against a decimated Chargers team, and they weren't able to get it done. So a pass there. Jets and Green Bay, pass. San Francisco, Atlanta, pass. Arizona and Seattle, I will be betting this game, and I'm giving you guys a rare total. I don't think I've ever have bet 3 totals in the last couple of years. I will bet a total here, and that's over 50.5. There's only one way to play this game, and when in doubt, pick over in a Seattle game. 50.5 seems like a lot, especially with an Arizona team that has not scored in the first quarter in the last 6 games. They are notoriously slow starters. That is a bit of a concern. Division game, maybe they play tight. But this has 31-28 written all over it. I think it's a high-scoring game. I think the Seahawks are without Penny as well, but I just think a lot of points. I mean, you can't take an under here. 50.5, give me over. That is a bet for me. Carolina Rams, pass. Game of the week, Buffalo, Kansas City. This game I really would like to play, but I think this is more what you would call a popcorn game. Sit back, relax, watch the game. I would love to take Kansas City catching points at home because that does not happen often. Mahomes is 7-0-1 as a dog, has never been a dog at home. So you're going to pick this game. I think you take the home team catching some points. I think Buffalo is better in every aspect, but I just don't want to get in Mahomes' way in the situation, so it is a pass for me. Dallas and Philadelphia, it's a pass. I really do want to take Dallas because I like the defense, and you always want to take that better defense with the points in a division game in prime time. NFC East typically play tight games. Dallas typically has Philadelphia's number. This has a close game written all over it, and if you're getting 5.5 to 6.5 points, which the Cowboys are getting, I would definitely consider taking Dallas in this game. But it is a stay away game for me. I don't know how long we can ride this Cooper Rush train. So it's just stay away for me, but Dallas would be a pick if I were to bet the game. So that leaves us, I gave you 2 plays so far. Taking the over 50.5 in the Arizona and Seattle game. I'm taking Indianapolis at home, 1.5. And the third play is the Giants and Ravens. Ravens are a 5.5 point favorite. I'm taking the New York Giants at plus 5.5 at home. I just don't see how the Ravens are laying 5.5 points on the road. Listen, they could very well blow out the Giants, but Lamar Jackson and the Ravens as a favorite typically don't do well. The Giants have covered their last 5 at home as a dog. They do well in this situation. I know they're not a great team, but they're 4-1. And being plus 5.5 at home, I think, is a little bit of disrespect for the Giants. The Ravens' defense is not good. They were fortunate to play a very, again, dismantled offense in Cincinnati last week, but the Ravens are one of the worst teams against the pass. The Giants are running the ball, second in the league in running the ball, which has opened up play action for Daniel Jones. I think that definitely this game can be close. The Ravens are playing tight games. Give me the team plus 5.5 at home, the New York Giants. So Giants plus 5.5. Over 50.5, Arizona and Seattle. And I'm going to take the Colts at minus 1.5. Like, subscribe, comment on the videos, guys. Want to give a quick shout out to subscribers. I got an extra 25 subscribers this week. Had over 200 views in my last video, which doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things. But, YouTube in general is tough, especially for sport betting. It's a dime a dozen. You can find so many guys on YouTube. There are people who have 10, 15,000 subscribers who I watch, and I'm just like, they'll have 300, 400 views. So, people aren't really tuning in. So it is a tough thing to do on YouTube to put out bets because people are just going to click on videos that have good production, good editing. I don't have any of that. I'm just doing quick videos on my phone. So I get that. People probably aren't going to click. But where I lack in all that stuff, I will make up with putting good content, good picks. At the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do, trying to give you guys good insight, my opinions, picks on the game. So I appreciate all the support in the past week. And I've seen this before in the last couple of years is, I'll put my record out there. We're 6-0 in 2 weeks or whatever it is. And then I get, 10, 15, 20 subscribers in a week. And then I'll have like a 1 in 2 week and people kind of fall off a little bit. It's a results-oriented business, as they say. So I get it. But, stick with me long-term. 113 and 69 in the last 2+ years. So, it's been well. Got to be patient. You're going to have losing weeks. But, I'll try my best every single week. And really, it's the losing to me. You hear this saying all the time, you hate losing more than you like winning. Definitely applies to me for betting. But if I lose a bet or lose a week, it's fine for me. I just live to bet another week. It sucks when I give my picks out and people are tailing them and putting their hard-earned money on the line, and then they lose. That's a pretty shitty feeling for me. For me, that's fine if I lose my bet. Like I said, I kind of move on with it. But I take the losses hard if I know people are backing them. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, subscribing, liking, and we'll try to keep this rolling and continue to build the channel. Good luck again, guys. Week 6 is tough. If you find any edges, bet it. I had a hard time this week. I was going back and forth in a lot of these games, but you can make a case for both sides in a lot of situations. It's razor thin trying to find an edge in these games. So those are the 3 plays I have. Hopefully we have a good week. Good luck to you guys, and we will make another video next week for week 7.